In 1995, a seemingly ordinary $2 coin would go on to become one of the most valuable and sought-after coins in the history of numismatics. The coin in question, a 1995 P quarter, would not be special in terms of its design or minting process, but rather because of an incredibly rare and unintentional flaw. This small but significant mistake would end up shaping the story of the coin's remarkable worth and the fascinating journey it took through the world of collectors, historians, and financial experts. The 1995 P quarter dollar was part of the usual coinage that was produced by the US Mint, and its design followed the standard patterns of the time. The coin depicted George Washington on the obverse, and the reverse showed a depiction of a bald eagle in flight, grasping an olive branch and arrows. This image had been part of the US Mint's standard quarter designs since the 1930s, and there was nothing at all about the design that stood out as extraordinary. However, this specific coin, produced in 1995 at the Philadelphia Mint, would soon be known for something far more unusual. The mistake that would lead to its immense value was related to the minting process itself. Like many coins struck by the US Mint, the 1995 P quarter was supposed to have a clean, accurate strike. However, during the production of the coin, something went wrong. A machine malfunction or human error caused a small but important detail to be left uncorrected. The 1995 P quarter, instead of being struck with the usual P mint mark, which signified it was made at the Philadelphia Mint, was produced with an unusual error, a missing mint mark. The result was a series of quarter coins that were lacking any visible indication of their origin, making them an anomaly in the world of US currency. The error went unnoticed for some time. In fact, most people who came into contact with the coins were likely unaware of any issue. After all, at first glance, they seemed like standard quarters. It wasn't until collectors and numismatists began inspecting the coins more closely that the issue was discovered. As news spread within the coin collecting community, the 1995 P quarter's lack of a mint mark became a hot topic of discussion. What began as a simple curiosity quickly grew into a full-fledged obsession among coin collectors. The coin was no longer just another quarter, it had become a mystery, and mysteries are often what drive the most fervent interest in the world of collectibles. For most coin enthusiasts, errors and anomalies can greatly increase the value of a coin. The rarer the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. This is particularly true when a coin's rarity is compounded by the fact that it was released into circulation in large numbers before its value was discovered. For the 1995 P quarter, the missing mint mark became the central element that drove its value to astronomical heights. The first instances of the coin's rarity were relatively modest, but as more collectors and investors realized what they had on their hands, the price of the 1995 P quarter began to skyrocket. Soon, these rare coins were being sold for hundreds, then thousands of dollars, as buyers scrambled to acquire them. What had once been a simple quarter worth just 25 cents was now a highly sought-after piece of US currency. As the prices for the 1995 P quarter rose, many speculated that the rarity of the coin could eventually lead it to becoming a multi-million-dollar item. Some believed that the coin was worth much more than just a few $1,000s because of its rarity and the story behind it. The 1995 P quarter was more than just a coin. It was a symbol of the mysteries that can lurk behind even the most seemingly insignificant objects. In the world of coin collecting, rarity is king, and the rarity of the 1995 P quarter was what ultimately determined its staggering value. Coin collectors, hobbyists, and investors all knew that the chances of finding another quarter with the same minting error were incredibly low. It was this combination of scarcity and error that made the 1995 P quarter so valuable in the eyes of numismatists. For those who were lucky enough to possess one of the coins, the financial rewards could be immense. Eventually, one such quarter would make headlines for its sale at an extraordinary price. This specific 1995 P quarter was sold in an auction for a staggering $370 million, a sum that shocked the numismatic world and drew attention from collectors, media outlets, and financial analysts alike. This sale, which marked a pivotal moment in the history of coin collecting, was not just about the quarter itself, it was about the story that had unfolded around it. The journey of the 1995 P quarter had become as valuable as the coin itself. At the time of the sale, many questioned how a coin with such a modest face value could command such a staggering sum. After all, it was just a quarter. But the story behind the coin, its production era, its rarity, and the way it had captivated the imaginations of so many collectors, was what ultimately made it worth so much. It was no longer just a coin, it was a piece of history, a symbol of the unpredictability of the world of collectibles, and a reminder that value is not always determined by face value alone. The 1995 P quarter's $370 million sale was not an isolated incident in the world of coin collecting. Over the years, other coins have also fetched astronomical prices at auctions, further reinforcing the idea that the value of a coin can sometimes transcend its original purpose as currency. Some coins, like the 1933 Double Eagle, have sold for tens of millions of dollars, and the 1995 P quarter's sale was in line with this trend. What made the 1995 P quarter particularly remarkable, however, was the way its value had been built from the ground up by a series of fortunate events and discoveries. In the aftermath of the sale, the 1995 P quarter became a symbol of the potential hidden value in everyday objects. It sparked renewed interest in coin collecting and brought attention to the world of numismatics in a way that hadn't been seen in years. For many collectors, the sale was a reminder of the unpredictable nature of the market and the idea that anything, even a simple quarter, could become a valuable asset. As the years passed, the legacy of the 1995 P quarter lived on in the stories of collectors, historians, and financial experts. The coin had become a part of the broader narrative of American history, and its remarkable story continued to inspire new generations of collectors and investors. For those who had witnessed the rise in value of the 1995 P quarter, it was a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected things can be worth the most. The story of the 1995 P quarter serves as a testament to the unpredictability of the world of collectibles and the importance of paying attention to the smallest details. What began as a simple mistake in the minting process ended up changing the course of history for one small quarter. In the end, the 1995 P quarter was more than just a coin. It was a symbol of the incredible value that can be hidden in the most unexpected places. And, for the lucky few who had the foresight to recognize its worth, it would forever be remembered as one of the most valuable and fascinating pieces of US currency ever to exist.